Whoa, how long you been in here? Well, since you're with me, why don't you come hiking with me and we're going to geologize out here. I'm in Southern California. That's the city of Winchester right down there. And I'm going to be hiking in amongst the Green Acres Gabbro complex. I'm in the Peninsula Range batholith, but what's awesome about the Peninsula Range here in Southern California is that it's not just a consistent igneous rock type. It's not homogeneous. There's different personalities in the different plutons out here. And the one I'm going to be visiting today is a very mafic igneous rock. It's gabbro. Come geologize with me. Okay, so it's always a good idea to get some context before we start. This is a map of Southern California featuring the three distinct blocks here, tectonic blocks. We have, here's the Pacific Ocean over here. We have the Santa Ana Mountains block right here. We have the Paris block here and the San Jacinto Mountains block on this side. All bounded by these northwest-southeast trending strike-slip faults. So I'm currently in the Paris block, and if we check out right here, here's Hemet, and here's Winchester right here. I'm in the Gabbro complex just to the northeast of that. And like we mentioned, as you can see in this map, it's not a homogeneous igneous pluton, right? There are so many different varieties of igneous rock out here. And we're excited for today because this igneous rock that make up these hills is the rock gabbro, the igneous rock gabbro. I also wanted to share with you the paper that I read about this area by Mr. Byron Berger here, and just to give you some context as to what we're going to be looking at. So it says here the Cretaceous Green Acres layered igneous complex. That's kind of unique to have a layered igneous. Northeast of Winchester, California, is composed of a suite of olivine and hornblende-bearing gabbros in the Peninsula Ranges batholith within the Paris tectonic block. Consistent mineral assemblages is observed throughout the complex, but there is considerable textural and modal heterogeneity. So that's what we're going to look for out here. Yes, this whole area is made of gabbro. It's made of pretty much the same mineral composition. However, there's textural differences in the rock as you walk around the emplacement. And that's what I really want to check out. Because if you think about it, think about the Sierra Nevada batholith in Central California, that salt and pepper granite, right? Anywhere you go pretty much in that whole batholith, you just see this salt and pepper, homogeneous, very consistent texture. Here, it's not that way. This is gabbro, which is also unique, and we'll talk about what that is. But as you walk through, there's going to be textural differences. So I just really wanted to come out here and hike around and see and document some of these textural differences. And then I've also read about late-stage pegmatitic dikes that have cut through the gabbro. And we'll get into that, what that is, if we find them. So join me as we start hiking through the Green Acres Gabbro complex, and let's see if we can find anything interesting. This climb is no joke. It's all fun and games when you're on Google Earth. You're like, oh yeah, I just can hike right over there. No big deal. It always kind of masks just how steep it is. But onward and upward, let's go. Okay, so we've mentioned that this is all gabbro. Well, what's gabbro? Well, it's an intrusive igneous rock. And most people are familiar with its cousin, basalt. If you think about the Hawaiian volcanoes, or Iceland just started erupting there too, you get that real famous lava rock, dark black lava rock, basalt. Well, this rock here, gabbro, has pretty much the same composition as basalt. However, if you take that same magma and instead of erupting it onto the surface and it cools quickly to where the crystals can't move around and form larger crystals, you're going to get basalt. But if you allow that same magma to be in place miles below the surface and you allow it to cool very slowly, then you'll get very large crystals. So this right here is gabbro. It's, again, made up pretty much the same composition as basalt, the mafic rock that you see in Hawaii and Iceland, that dark black rock. But if you allow the magma to cool slowly, the crystals can make larger crystals visible to the naked eye, and then you get some textural patterns. So here's a first example of gabbro, a textural pattern. So the white is going to be plagioclase feldspar, and then there's pyroxenes. I think they mentioned the hornblende and olivine in here, and other just different related smaller minerals. But what we can see here is primarily the white is the feldspar. I love feldspar. It's so beautiful. So great. We got our first example of a gabbro, and take notice of the texture. This one does look pretty homogeneous, you know, but it's a lot different than basalt, isn't it? It's a beautiful, intrusive igneous rock, gabbro. Here's one. It's got a little different texture than the last one we saw, right? The last one was more lighter minerals, the plagioclase, feldspar, but this one's more darker minerals. And just a few paces away, completely different texture. This is what gives the Green Acres Gabbro complex such great personality. Variations in texture. Love it. And I know I'll probably be saying this a lot, but just a few paces and the texture totally changes. So again, here's this with these huge plagioclase feldspar crystals, and then right next to it, completely different looking texture. And then over here, yeah, they're juxtaposed right here. See that one? And look at this one. Beautiful. I love all the different personalities. Obviously different modes, different pulses of magma came through here, coming from a mafic source, perhaps an ultramafic source, to make all this gabbro. And what does it say here? Thin dikes, typically late-stage hornblende-gabbro, commonly intrude. I think we found one, a thin little dike of hornblende-gabbro. So the emplacement was done, and then there was cracks that open up, and you have late-stage hornblende-gabbro that intruded and filled that little crack. Cool. Check that off the bingo card. Woo! Yeah! Look at those. Very cool. We almost see a little bit of banding right here, layering-ish, but I'm greedy. I want something better than this. But man, what a beautiful outcrop here. All right, I think we found our first quote-unquote layered igneous rock. But look at this. You see these layers? They're kind of this way. But that's what we're looking for. Just, it's not uniform. Wow, look at the size of those plagioclase feldspar crystals. Massive. Look at this section right here. You know, so this is beautiful. Wow. You can even see some flow banding right there. You can sense the flow of this magma. And then these guys, oh my word. Excellent. Oh, I just cannot get over the size of those. Awesome. Good find. And it continues up there as well. Okay, so this would be heterogeneous, right? The texture is not consistent. It's not homogeneous. Beautiful. Banding, layering, whatever you want to call it. And look at this. Ooh. Telltale sign that we are getting close to perhaps a pegmatitic dike, because that right there is quartz. Oh, look at this one. Has a little bit of schorl in it, black tourmaline. See that? So there must be a pegmatitic dike nearby. Oh, There's more pieces up there. So if I find one, we will definitely stop. Spotted another hornblende-gabbro dike cutting across, late stage. Beautiful contrast though, isn't it? I can't get enough of it. And I just love the variety of textures just within even a single boulder out here. Oh, the sun's in the wrong spot. Oh man, look at over here. Beautiful. Different textures. And as I was over here, I noticed something this way. Ooh, look at the color of the rock over there. That does not look like gabbro. That might be a pegmatitic dike. Let's bushwhack over there and check her out. So yes, this is a, well, yeah, it's a pegmatitic dike cutting across this gabbro complex. Beautiful. Let me look around and see if I can find anything interesting. All right, so I just picked up this rock. So this is part of that pegmatitic dike. You can see these beautiful cleavage planes. This is no doubt feldspar here, all this white section. We got a section up here that looks like quartz to me, but look at this. Oh. Okay, so we have more quartz here, but look, do you see them? Do you see them? That's garnet. Do you see the little crystals? That is garnet, which is common in these pegmatitic dikes. But man, those are pretty big crystals. That's the biggest ones I've seen in this area. Beautiful. So I just realized I've been saying pegmatitic dike without explaining what that word means. So pegmatitic is a texture description. So when the mineral grain sizes, or the crystals within a rock, exceed over a centimeter, then that would be considered a pegmatite. And this dike is exhibiting crystals that are much bigger than that. So it's just a way to describe the size of the crystals in geology terms. Pegmatitic dike. I got so distracted by the beautiful garnet over here. Let's not miss this schorl right here, this black tourmaline. Very common within the pegmatitic dikes here in Southern California, specifically the Peninsula Range batholith. Let's keep scouring this outcrop and see if we can find any more interesting things. Look at this piece, primarily feldspar, but you see those cleavage planes shining back at you? I think we got some muscovite mica there. Beautiful cleavage planes. Nothing better than muscovite. And look at this beautiful section of black tourmaline. See how it grows in those crystals, those long little crystals? Also known as schorl. Another common mineral that you'll find here in these pegmatitic dikes. I love how there's that little vein cutting through them too. Isn't that beautiful? Still checking out this pegmatitic dike, but I thought this was kind of a cool little feature. This is the contact. So this is the host rock, this is the gabbro. And then you have the pegmatitic dike right there. So this is the contact between the country rock and the dike that intruded. Another beautiful example of some layered or kind of banded gabbro. This is what I'm kind of looking for, these cool textures. All right, well, this guy's got everything. So we see that this igneous rock has some layering, like there's different compositions there within the same rock. And then we do see the late stage hornblende-gabbro cutting across both of them. So this is a beautiful specimen. We can also see that the lichen have taken a liking. Awesome. But do you see how just the irregularity of the texture? That's what blows my mind. That's just what excites me. I mean, I love this one. It's how it's dark with a little light with a little dark. I mean, come on. That is awesome. But all the same rock, all the same composition. Okay, again, all gabbro. Just same components, same composition, except certain injections of the magma were more laden with plagioclase feldspars than others. So this wasn't just a one-time injection of magma and everything kind of just froze in place. This was dynamic. There were multiple pulses coming from some sort of mafic source that was pumping into this magma chamber. And it's just beautiful, really. Gabbro has this kind of this red, weathered look, no doubt from iron within it. And I realize I'm repeating myself, but again, that's the whole, one of the things I wanted to see out here was kind of this layering banded feature within this gabbro complex. Hey, I made it to the top of the Green Acres Gabbro complex. And what a beautiful 360 vista I see of the Peninsula Ranges down here in California. And what makes the Peninsula Ranges so special to me is the diversity of the igneous rocks out here. So I'm on gabbro, but this pluton over here is not gabbro. This is a tonalite, and there's also some metamorphic stuff going on in there. Over here is the Lakeview Mountains pluton, big old emplacement of magma, big Pegmatitic Dikes over there. But that's not gabbro, it is tonalite. So again, it just shows you, like, you have tonalite right there with a different composition, and then right here you have gabbro. Felsic, mafic, right next to each other. That's what makes the Peninsula Ranges so special, is you just get this diversity of compositions. It's not just like the Sierra Nevada, that's just all the same salt and pepper granodiorite, right? This is Diamond Lake Reservoir. I'd love to go explore these mountains here. I think that's Schorl Ridge right there, and that's a huge metamorphic complex. There's amphibolite over there. It's crazy. And then let's see, way out in the distance, you can't quite see it today, but those are the Santa Ana Mountains way back there. The Elsinore Fault is at their base, so that's the Santa Ana block of the tectonic blocks down here. I'm standing on the Paris block, and then if we look east, right there behind me is San Jacinto. That's the mountain. At the base of that is the San Jacinto Fault, and that's the San Jacinto block. So what a beautiful vista we have here, and such a beautiful variety of igneous rocks ready to be explored. Ooh, look at this beautiful section of the gabbro with the late stage hornblende-gabbro dike running through it. It's amazing to think that this is mafic, but all that white is plagioclase feldspar. Beautiful. There's more of the dike over here. Beautiful contrast. I love it. Look at that one. It's beautiful. And there's a couple down here that are pretty cool. Check these out. Okay, so on the left you got your gabbro with the large crystals. I believe this is our late stage hornblende-gabbro dike that's cutting across it. So this cooled quickly, relatively quickly. That's why the mineral grain sizes are smaller, and then these are larger. This cooled very slowly. Really cool movement in that one. Wow. But over here, I think this one takes the cake. Oh, look at that. Look at that contrast, huh? And this one, if you look closely, you can see the hornblende crystals, like that one right there. There you go. You see them here. And did you kind of notice, like, so this is the dike cutting through. Here, the grain sizes are pretty small because this would have cooled quicker because this was already solidified. This dike's cutting across. And so you have a chill margin here, I believe, where the grains are small, but in the center of the dike, they're very, very large. And so it could be from that, or it could have been the source, right? So the source of this dike could have had huge hornblende crystals already, and they were just getting injected. But look at that, huh? That is beautiful. It's over here. Oh, I got something cool to show you. So normally when we see dikes in the field, it typically looks like this. It looks like a line that runs across the outcrop. But you got to picture in your mind's eye, three-dimensionally, that that's actually a sheet. And what's really cool about the way this rock here broke, it broke along the sheet. So this is the side view of the dike, right? Normally you're looking this way down from the top and it's just a little ribbon. But this rock broke along the edge, and look at the size of these hornblende crystals. Unbelievable. They're so massive. I mean, some of these, like this, yeah, you're in excess of a centimeter. Like this one is in excess of a centimeter. Massive, and they're all interlocked. Got a little bit of plagioclase in there. But yeah, I think this section here looks great. Wow. Can you believe the size of those hornblende crystals? This is the best spot right here. Look at that. That's pretty special to see the innards of a dike, especially when it's just yielding such massive crystals. All right, guys, I just found a massive pegmatitic dike here. Check this out. Oh my word. Look at that, mica. Those cleavage paints. I want to say muscovite, but it looks darker. Might be biotite. Either way, we know that's a mica. Look at that. That's beautiful. We've got, oh, yes, we do have some tourmaline. Okay, let's just keep it rolling. So there's all this like detritus here, but up here there's actual outcrops. Wow. Oh my gosh. The tourmaline. Look over here. Oh, wow. Here for scale. Look at that. Massive black tourmaline crystals. Beautiful. Up here too. Wow. There's a couple down here. Amazing. This is awesome. Look at this radiating display of the schorl. Wow. Isn't that awesome how it kind of grows in this like radiating pattern? Even continues down there. You can see where it went this way.
Wow. This is a pegmatite, people. Woo, look at the size of these crystals. Wow, there's some more muscovite. Oh, hello. I thought this was like lichen. I believe those are little garnets. That's a cluster of garnets. How cool is that? Oh, look at all these. Oh man, come on, focus for me. Ooh, yes. Okay. Oh man, I should keep an eye out for snakes. I mean, I know it's kind of cool out, but I can't be distracted. Let's see. Oh, yeah, there's garnet here too. I didn't even notice it. See right here? Right there, some garnet. Up in here too. Down here, a little cluster. Right here, a little cluster. Wow, what an amazing outcrop. Look at this, huh? Does it get much prettier than that? Mm-hmm. Got some more muscovite here. Oh, look over here. This looks interesting. Wow, it's like an explosion of black tourmaline. Let me do some housekeeping here. Wow, look at that, huh? Incredible. Gosh, stinking plants. Ooh, big old crystal there. Oh, and here's another kind of section where, yeah, it's kind of growing this radiating pattern. Wow. All right, this was definitely the best that we've found so far in terms of just variety. Look at this. Oh man, that is just beautiful. Biotite mica, cleavage planes. Is there anything better? Awesome. Let's see what else we got here. Anything up here? Kind of just, this is the section right down here. This is it. Ooh, look from this angle. Super cool. You got these radiating patterns. Well, thanks for joining me as we hiked around the Green Acres Gabbro complex. We saw different textures of gabbro, didn't we? And those jet black hornblende-gabbro dikes that ran through it. And then we also saw some Pegmatitic Dikes. I think these stole the show. These are just amazing features in the Green Acres Gabbro complex. I highly recommend to come visit this area. Thanks again for watching, and we will see you on the next one.